So, I just saw Krampus, and it was interesting. Do you like horror? Do you like Christmas movies? Well, Krampus gives you both in a very delicious and satisfying treat. Basically, Krampus stars a bunch of no-name actors and Adam Scott, who I really like. Adam Scott's biggest role, and probably the one that put him on the map, was his role as Ben Wyatt in Parks and Recreation, a really good show, and it's all on Netflix if you want to check it out. He also had a really small role in Star Trek First Contact. I think it was First Contact. He was like some crewman who got killed in the first, 2 minutes of the movie. Spoilers for a 20-year-old movie. Anyway, so you've probably seen the trailers of Krampus. It looks like a demon haunting people on Christmas Eve. He sneaks into your house, has a bunch of ghoulish minions, and he terrorizes people and kills you. And when you go in to see Krampus, that's pretty much what the movie is. It's a really fun movie, but I feel like it's an acquired taste. It is not a horror movie, in my opinion. It's not. There are some scary parts, but it's not like a dark and brooding, really like evil movie like The Conjuring or The Exorcist. It's a really fun, pulpy B-movie horror. Like, it knows it's self-aware. It knows what it is, and it owns up to that fact. But basically, Krampus is about a big family meeting each other at Adam Scott's house for Christmas Eve, and it actually reminded me a lot of Christmas Vacation, which I just watched prior to seeing Krampus, and the part where the in-laws and the extended relatives come over Clark Griswold's house, and you can tell, like, hey, they're all putting on their smiling faces to appease everyone, but they're really not happy to see them. Krampus starts the same way with Adam Scott's family meeting I think it was the wife's sister and her family, the uncle and all that good stuff, and the cousins. And they're all trying to get along just for the season of Christmas, not really any other reason. And, a few awkward moments ensue, and the main kid is pretty much like, well, you know what? If Christmas is going to be about families fighting each other, I don't really like Christmas anymore. And I guess Krampus, who is actually a real folklore legend from Germany, he's pretty much the evil Santa Claus. He's got horns, not very jolly looking. He'd rather come to your house and take than give. And when the young kid in Krampus stops believing in the spirit of Christmas, this sends a message up to Krampus, and he comes down and wreaks havoc on the whole town. And this movie really benefits from some really good performances, mainly being my boy, Adam Scott. He, even though he has a lot of charisma in his other parts, like in Parks and Rec and whatnot, I really didn't know how he'd fare in like a horror-ish type movie like Krampus is, and he was really good. He really sold that act of like, I'm a loving father and I really have to save my kids, and the whole type of desperation, but he'll shoot you in the face type thing to protect his family. Also, next to Adam Scott is David Koechner, who you might know as Champ Kind, the weatherman from the Anchorman movies, and he also played Packer, Todd Packer, from The Office, that douchebag traveling salesman Dunder Mifflin guy. I really feel like David Koechner is typecasted as the Packer role now, because that is exactly, with little tweaks here and there, but that is exactly who he played in Krampus, and it really fit well. Him and Adam Scott clashed. But when the shit hits the fan, the family bands together to try to fend off Krampus. Now, where Krampus really shines is just the effects, like the practical effects. These monsters, save for a few, are practical effects, like animatronic robots and whatnot. And that one big evil jack-in-the-box that is also seen in the trailer with a mouth that, like, hangs open and such. That's really cool to look at. That's where the money is in this movie, my friends. I see Krampus as like a roller coaster ride. It starts out really slow, with the family meeting each other and not liking each other, and slowly goes uphill. And then when Krampus arrives and, is drawing in closer to their house, that's when things reach like their peak, and then, everything drops off. And, well, maybe the roller coaster analogy isn't great, but Krampus has a really good build-up along with the pacing and everything like that. And then when the monsters attack, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's a really good movie. The ending, though, might be very polarizing. I didn't like it at first, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, it worked. It worked. But I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. The ending is hit or miss with some people. But other than that, Krampus is really, really good. If you're looking to see a horror movie like The Conjuring, no, this isn't a scary movie at all. At least in my opinion, it's not. but it's really thrilling, really suspenseful, has great, great effects. There's actually one scene where the grandma, who was just like, alright, it's exposition time, and she tells her backstory on how she knows Krampus, and it's done in like a stop-motion, like Paranorman-esque animation fashion, and that is just like a treat for the eyes. So yeah, the effects, the intensity, and Adam Scott's performance are just some great reasons you have to go see Krampus this Christmas season. Now, I remember years ago, I mean maybe like 10 years ago or so when I was in high school still, I remember when Christmas movies would come out one year and then the next year they'd come out on DVD, or would be Blu-ray now. I don't know if they still do that, so on the off chance they do, I say see Krampus as soon as you can before it's out of theaters this holiday season, so you don't have to wait a year to get it on Blu-ray next year. So yeah, damn fun movie. Really fun to watch, lots of good special effects, good performances, and okay ending, but everything else was great. See Krampus. Hey you guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it like always. Follow me on Twitter at jgreen89, that's J-A-Y, green, like the color, 89. And listen to my podcast, which you can also follow on Twitter. It's blah blah pod 1, BLAH, the number 1. I post my podcast I do with my friends on that Twitter feed quite frequently. It is called Blah Blah Podcast, where my friends and I just, talk about movies and all recent entertainment news, current events. It's a lot of fun. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all next time.